Hi, everybody. I hope you guys are all doing good on your first week of class. So for this first discussion board, we were tasked with looking into a couple of dissertations, similar to something we may ourselves want to research. I unfortunately have no stinking clue what I want to actually research, but I do have things I'm interested in. So I chose the topic of slavery in the medieval ages because I'm drawn to the idea of, the common folk in that area, in that timeline, or time frame. But what I found was actually really interesting. So I found three different dissertations, one of which was rather old in terms of, like in comparison, so I'm not technically adding that as one of my two. But I found one going over Egyptian and Italian merchants in the Black Sea slave trade during that time period, slavery in medieval Scandinavia, which is the older one, and then prisoners of faith, Christian captives in the late Middle Ages. And so all of them took very interesting looks, and they were also geographically, in a different kind of space than I expected. I was thinking, mainly Western Europe. I hadn't even considered the Muslim impact on the Christians and stuff like that. And so that was interesting to kind of delve into a little more. But the funny thing that I discovered, and I focused mainly on looking at sources and methodology for this, but what was really cracking me up the whole time was none of these dissertations were actually for a history degree. Two of them were for a psychology degree, a PhD, and then one was for a sociology PhD. So that was kind of funny, but I still felt that it was relevant because of the way they did their research. They did it in a very historically minded manner, I felt like. And when I started kind of looking into their sources and everything, I was able to follow the bread trail a little bit. I was able to look a little further. And when I actually did a bit of research on my own, I was using JSTOR, and it pulled up a book that was Slavery in the Medieval and Modern Iberia. And I believe two of them actually specifically referenced that book as well. And so stuff like that was quite interesting. Or no, not two of them. I think it was just one. But anyway, I'm looking at my sources at the moment. But either way, they were able to kind of twist themselves into a specific way of searching. They were looking at, I'm in a school right now. I work at a middle school. But anyway, so they were looking at records, tax records of the owners. They were looking at testimonies given by ancient Christians. They were looking at all kinds of things. They were looking at I'm just drawing a total blank, census records, which is, what we as historians tend to look at ourselves when we start doing the raw data, analysis of any kind of historical topic. So I thought that was really interesting. So despite the fact that they weren't technically for history, I felt that it kind of fell into the proper channels that it needed to for the purposes of this discussion. But, and also, I liked the fact that they seemed to do their due diligence. They did not they relied a little more heavily on previously published works of other mostly historians, but even still, none of them didn't do the legwork in terms of finding that raw data as well. So I thought that was pretty good call out to them. Overall, very interesting topic. I was happy to find that database. I'd never found it before, and I've been looking for ideas on dissertations. So I was perusing this for quite a while before I actually settled on something specific to look at. But I think this class will be interesting in terms of that, just for being able to show me how to more specifically develop my ideas and my studies, my interests. But either way, that's the stuff I found. I hope you guys find that somewhat interesting. I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say, and have a lovely day. See you next week.